So guys, welcome back to Hot Rod Guy Garage. And today, we got a video that I didn't really want to make, but here we are. So let me flip it around and I'll show you what's going on. So first we're going to start out with something that was probably some of the root cause. You know anything about these Ford wiper motors? They're bad about breaking the ground straps off of them. Well, I lost my wiper motor ground this morning. But that wasn't the biggest thing. That makes this stuff happen. Well, in that clip that you've seen, I had reached down here and turned the wiper switch on. And the guts out of that reproduction switch fell down, hit the dash metal under here, and I got the switch hanging here. I've done some repairs there. But the switch fell down, shorted out on the dash metal, and I started having smoke and burning smells come out of this side of the dash. I already knew what it was, and I knew it wasn't good. So I got under there, and that's when that clip, I pulled over on the side of the road, got under this dash, and just jerked the wires off the back of the switch to, you know, make that thing stop. And I come in here this morning and took the rest of the guts out of the dash. And I thought I had a 2-speed wiper switch, which is a 7-terminal switch. Ford use that switch on a lot of stuff. You classic Mustangs have a single-speed switch right here. And I can show you on this exactly what we had go wrong and what happened. Because what happened, is related to all these aftermarket switches and how they're actually assembled. So let me try to save you some problems and time and possibly burn your classic car down for absolutely no reason. Alright guys, so what you got? You got a wiper switch, and this is one out of my 66 Mustang. You turn your knob up here. Alright, there's going to be a knob, you're going to turn it. There's a little piece in here that turns around and actuates each one of these terminals for your wiper motor. Well, that piece has got a spring loaded, as I dump it out on the floor, it's got a spring loaded piece in it. And that spring loaded piece holds pressure against those contacts on the inside of your switch here. Well, what had happened to me this morning, and I'll show you on my switch, and this is the same wiper switch, which is probably one I bought from Auto Crafters, and as you can see, it's kind of ugly. It's just a replacement switch. I can't remember if I bought it, like I said, from Auto Crafters or Max. All these things are going to come from the same spot, guys. They come from overseas, and they're not poorly made, but they are poorly crimped. And this plastic retainer right here that holds all your pins for your switch is crimped on via 3 crimp places right here. And this being plastic, it's very hard to crimp it. So what had happened this morning when I flipped the wiper switch on, and these switches are very stiff, but when I flipped this wiper switch on, I must have barely pushed it. And you push this for your windshield washer. And it was probably already loose, but when I done that, this plastic piece and all the metal contacts inside of it fell off inside the dash. Well, the easiest way to show you is on this one, and this is a single speed, so it don't have all the contacts in it. But when this fell off, this piece comes down here, hits the dash metal, and then all of a sudden, you're starting to cook this plastic, you're starting to cook your wires, and the potential to blow a fuse. Fortunately, my fuse didn't blow, but, we started getting some smoky stuff, and the wires got a little hot, but they're not burnt into or damaged beyond usable. So what had happened, there is a point contact up here on top of the switch for this part function. Okay, mine burned off inside my switch, and it's located under this black plastic piece, which broke when it fell off and hit the dash metal, because it's plastic and it's brittle. So basically the moral of me showing you that, guys, is not that the switch failed. The switch didn't fail. The assembly of the switch failed. Meaning that when they assembled it, it failed. A 55-year-old factory switch isn't going to pop apart like that. I put this in there as preventative maintenance, and I'm pretty sure I got my original at the house somewhere, which I'll probably put back in the car at this point because, yeah, this is ridiculous. And I could have lost my car over it. That's not cool either. So let's get this thing back in there, and we'll get that ground fixed, and we'll see if we got some wipers that work. And probably the simplest way, guys, let me grab it here. The simplest way to fix the ground issue: make your little jumper wire like this right here, with an eyelet big enough that it'll go under your wiper bolt where your wiper motor bolts on, where that original ground's at. Get you a small enough eyelet, you can put the cover screw for the gear mechanism through this eyelet. What we're going to do, we're going to jump from the firewall down there where the wiper motor bolts up to the top of the housing up there. It's not necessarily the cleanest way to do it, and I'll take it off later and fix it correctly, but this will get you by in a pinch, and it's not going to look very bad at all. So as you can see, everything's wet because, you know, it just started storming again. But what I'm going to do, I'll put it under the top cover bolt up here, and down here where it bolts through the firewall. Like I said, not the right way to fix it, but it doesn't look horrible doing it this way. But since I'm going to have to find a new brass strap for the wiper motor itself to fix it correctly, this will work. And this should allow our wipers to go back to the park position. So let's put that wiper switch back in there and see if they work. Well, round two, the driver's side wiper arm is stripped out. We'll go over them here in just a minute, but let's see if the wipers work. So I ended up having to replace the wiper switch. It was just, I guess it burnt one of the terminals internally and didn't have contact. So this right here is part number SAA 4578. This switch is like 25 bucks across the counter at Advanced Auto Parts. Unfortunately, it's made in, you know, like I told you where the other one was made. So it looks a lot better crimped than the original one, and this one works. This is technically not the right wiper switch for a 70 model Ford Torino. Instead of being a 7-pin wiper switch, this one is a 6-pin, but it plugs in, the stem's the same length, the thread's the same thread on the switch itself, so it will work. Best I can tell, that 7th pin is just an internal ground, so it works. So notice the driver's side wiper arm's missing. Well, there's a reason for that too, and that reason is I had these very poor quality reproduction 71 through 73 Mustang wiper blades or wiper arms on the car. Unfortunately, let's see if you can see in there. See the shiny spot up in it? That's where it's stripped out. The splines just barely contact the wiper stalks herself where they come out of the cowl. Now there's absolutely no difference in the Mustang wiper arms and the Torino wiper arms, other than this little arm right here is a little different angle, which puts this blade at a little different of a park position. So I'd went in there before and just bent this. But other than that, guys, they bolt right on and go. But beware those reproductions. You get a little, you know, a little bind in them. They strip out down in there because they're cheap, crappy reproductions. There's only one company that makes these, so it's not going to be hard for y'all to figure out who made them. So I had saved the wiper arms off that 70 Torino, the rusty car that Flat Broke Garage Bill has now. Unfortunately, I didn't keep the wiper switch because I needed it today, but I did keep the wiper arms off of it in anticipation of something like this happening. Now, I did strip this out by pulling on this wiper arm a little bit. So it wasn't the wiper arm necessarily 100%'s fault, but it didn't help that it didn't have good spline contact. All right, guys. So you get your new switch up in there. Now this can be the same as a classic Mustang. You're gonna have a bezel, and there's a notch in that bezel. The 70-71 Torinos are no different than any other classic Ford. They're all pretty much the same, guys. You got a retainer nut, your bezel, and the Scott Drake wiper bezel nut tool works great for this stuff. It's just not quite deep enough for these later switches. So you can get them most of the way, but you will have to drill it out deeper for the later style switch. And once you get it drilled out, which is what I just done, that's the only difference between the early and the late model wiper bezel tools, guys, is the depth. My late model one is at the house, and I'm at the shop with a broken car, so we're going to get our wiper switch tightened up in there. We got our bezel, all that stuff on there. So all that's left is to install the knob. Our knob fits a little loose on this shaft, which, like I said, this ain't the right wiper switch. So let me bend a little, there's a little tab right here. To get this knob off, you have to push this tab in. So maybe it was just a little, yeah, I just bent it a little bit. So just make double sure this thing works. Now that we got it in the dash, this is probably going to be the point where it's going to catch on fire again. Oh yeah. I can hear the wiper motor moving up there. So now all I got to do is put my little piece of steering column trim back up there, get my dash vent attached back to the bottom of the dash, and we're done in here. And if anybody's curious about the banging noise, it's where I tightened up that ground wire. The wiper bolts for this are also not correct because they were missing. I got the one run down a little far, so it's hitting the wiper arm as it goes around. So I got to fix that too. You know, typical things around here. One thing tears up, 10 others do, and then you have to go about fixing them. All right, back to the table of junk. All right, guys. Since we're going through all this trouble, might as well clean the wiper blades. The old wiper blades get where they streak and they don't want to wipe real good anymore. You can take some rubbing alcohol or some glass cleaner and get you a clean towel like this right here, and just saturate your towel with your cleaner. And you can take and wipe the rubber on your wiper blades right here, and this will take any of the airborne contaminants or dirt that's scraped off your windshield and restore your wipering, you know, a clean wipe for your wiper blades. So like I said, these have been on there a few years too. About the same time I put that wiper switch on there. Most of the time they don't get wet and don't get used, but as you can see, there's quite a bit of dirt coming off of them, and that's just dust and dirt and, you know, environmental fallout and Everything else, the rubbing alcohol is not going to hurt the rubber. But as you can see, there's quite a bit of nasty coming off here. Just a quick tip, thought might help somebody out. You ever just get tired of the rain? And I'm sure me driving this car in the rain will probably trigger a few people. I don't know why. All this should just go right back together. Get a pivot on there. Huh. Interesting. It seems that even the factory Torino wiper blade kind of kicks the wiper blade sideways, which would be fine up here. But this is literally a factory blade and a factory arm. I took it off myself, so there's no confusion what it was, what it fit. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Well, I don't know what happened, but it straightened itself up. So let's see how they work. Hopefully they work like you did before. So alright guys, at this point we have a functioning wiper switch again, functioning wiper motor, and functioning wiper arms and blades that actually work again. So luckily we dodged a huge bullet this morning with our wiper switch trying to, burn the car down. And fortunately enough, we found a wiper switch that would work, even though it wasn't necessarily the 100% correct switch for the car. It did function and everything works fine there also. So that's it guys, that's about where I'm going to leave this video off. So if you haven't yet, make sure you like this video, share it with your friends. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button because it does help the channel grow. If you are a subscriber, I greatly appreciate you guys. I look forward to everybody's comments down below. So until the next video guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you at the next one.